If you draw hair like this, please save yourself and watch this video. Now, by the end of this video, you're gonna be able to draw something as beautiful as this. Well, maybe not. I used a reference and this is like I drew this like yesterday, whereas this one is like I drew this like many years ago, at least 5 years ago. But still, this video is going to be really useful and you're going to learn some new concepts that I think is rarely talked about, to be truly honest. Um, Keep in mind these works for long hair as well. And this is not a step by step, like this is not step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, but you see, you're gonna understand. This is pretty common in many tutorial. I think it's the only one that's talked a lot, and it's to go with structure. You need to create some kind of basic overarching structure and think about the 3D space of it, like not just a 2D flat. Like you see how this looks like kind of a sheet of paper that's folded and goes there. Like there's some kind of also there's kind of symmetry. Think about that as well. And another thing when you do your structure is that if it's medium length of hair, most of the time it's gonna go out from the head, and then it's gonna go back when it's down the head. When it is close to the shoulder, it's gonna go back. If it's really long, then it's gonna go back much later. But the shoulder is still gonna affect the hair. If it's really short, like some of these hair, you can end them in spikes. But when you do the structure, it's just like straight on. Okay, so one of the really unique tip that I can give you is this one right there. So this is true for a bunch of hairstyle, not just this one. So at the beginning of the hair, it's gonna it has no choice but to follow the geometry of the head, which is kind of a sphere most of the time. So as it crosses, the edge of the head and the finish there, it starts the hair starts to be enough distance from the head and from its root that it can choose to go the path that he wants. So as you see, this edge right there, it stops following the geometry. It wants to go his way, right? It breaks free from from the head. But then as it hit the shoulder plane, it has to go back home, right? Because it's gonna affect the shoulder affects the hair a lot. It can, when it hit the shoulder, it can go the other way, like away from the origin, but I don't think it's for this one. It's most of the time it goes in. Like this one, for example, it kind of goes out when it's hit the shoulder plane, but it's still it still affects in some way. Like the shoulder exists. Like you can't just draw hair and then it goes through the shoulder for some reason. So that's one of the really cool tip I can give you. Once I started doing this, and even like this shape right there, where it follows the head, breaks free, and then go back. That's like fundamental. Even from like real long hair, they go like, for example, this strand of hair, it goes from this side, it goes really far, and then it goes back. So it's like at first all these hair, they follow the head, they break free, and then this one breaks free, it goes really far, but then it goes back home. And that's like really significant. Like most people would end it in a spike like this one, and it is fine, but you need some back home. Even these one, like you see, they go all the way there, but then they're like, I'm gonna go back home. So it's really important to it's a very fundamental. And like this hair is like much longer than this hair, right? And they still follow the same principle. The only hair that doesn't follow this principle, I'm gonna show you. It's really short hair. Where is it? Come on, is this one. When the hair is really short, they can just cut. Like it's kind of a spike, but yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so the other tip is you you really dig that one. It's like it's so strong. Hear me out. Now, most people when they're gonna go to draw hair, they're gonna end up like they're gonna keep the same stress as before. Like you see this curve, it 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 starts curvy, right? It kind of curves a little bit. I'm gonna draw. It goes this way, and then look at the curves. It the stress is actually smaller when you go far, right? If I go the middle of the hair, it curves this way, and then wait, that's the middle, and then it curves less. It's like it starts curvy and then curves less. That's not what you want. That's like the reverse of what you want. What you actually want is something like I did there. At first, at the beginning, it curves down, but not that much. See the arrow there? It doesn't curve that much, and when it comes to the end, it curves really, really high. So a low stress at the beginning, and then high stress at the end. Well, beginning, but like sometimes it's not exactly the beginning. It's like, but the really important part is that at the end, the stress is going to be much higher. So the same example. See, even this one, like it's super curved, but then super curved, like it's the same stress. It's pretty, it's kind of okay. This one's kind of okay. This one's much better. Like it goes like this, and then it curves a lot at the end. That's some kind of curves we want. Not this one at the left. This one at the left is terrible. Um. So yeah, that's like so significant. Like if you do hair, if you're used to do hair, like wait, I'm gonna take a brush or something. If you're used to just do hair, well, it ends like in these kind of spikes, like or like these kind of spikes. Ooh, like that's not like you need to kind of go back in some sense, right? Another thing that I haven't written on there, that's really good, is that it actually grows at the middle. Oh, that's another thing that's really important. If you see the distance in this area, the distance is much bigger than the distance at the beginning right there, meaning that it actually grows as it go out, and then it shrinks back when it goes when it ends. A bit like, do I have an example in this one? Yeah, it grows right there. If I analyze that one, that's the size of it. Like that's the size. The line that I crossed there, that's the size of it. It shrinks here, and then it grows back. It grows back, and then it shrinks again into the end. So this part here, where actually like small, big, and small, it grows at the middle. That's the beautiful one. Most people, when they do hair, what they think about is that, oh, I'm gonna have a head right there, right? Doesn't matter how the head looks like. I'm gonna draw hair, and like when their hair goes out, like there's more hair, and it has to be less and less. They cannot like they can't grow. They can't do like this. That's what like most people think. Like they if you grow it, like they're never gonna do any growing. They can only reduce all the way through. But in reality, when we draw hair, it is gonna grow somewhere. Like, well, not every time, but like, see, let's say the hair starts there, and then that's the middle, and that's the end. Like it grows, right? It grows. This one grows as well. Like small, then it grows. These are really beautiful. This one grows as well. This one grows as well. This whole shape, ooh, small, big, small. It grows and then goes back. This one you could say it doesn't grow that much. They're like this is more like a big ribbon. It kind of shrinks at the end. It's kind of the same size. So yeah, a lot of time it's in fact I'm gonna say that it shrinks much less. It's much more rare that the hair is gonna shrink all the way through, right? That's more rare than it grows somewhere and then it goes back. That's like much more common, right? Because you want to avoid the spiky feeling that it gives. And the last one, the last tip, is pretty useful as well. It's super easy to do. So it's contrast, right? It contrasts of how many lines, how many division in the structure do you give, right? At first, like there's this structure, and like let's say actually that the structure is much bigger, like some big structure there, right? That's you could say is one of the structure. And then when you separate it, you separate one there, but then there's like a lot there, a lot of separation at the same place. So what it does practically speaking is that you have some kind of big shape here, and then this one after this line, it's like a small shape here, and then a big shape here, and then a bunch of small shapes here, and then another big shape here. So big, small, right? You can't just do, well, you could do a bunch of big shapes, but it would be like, it would be very simplified, right? It would be like a bunch of big shapes, one after the other. But if you want like separate the shape more, instead of separating at the middle, and then at the middle, and then the middle, you know, it's not the best, right? Now it looks like you don't want to separate at the middle every time, right? Maybe this one's okay, and then you bring them close to there, and then far away. So when you add lines, you really want to add closer to the lines that are already there, unless you really want to split up equally, right? So like there's a bunch of this one's I'm gonna skip it. Like I'm not gonna add another there. Now there's less contrast, right? This is like it's like good. Unless I add way more lines in the other places, now I can be like, well, this one becoming kind of empty, so maybe I'm gonna cut it there. So there's still a contrast, but it's smaller overall, right? We still want contrast. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, yeah. So you're gonna be able to instead of drawing hair like this, instead of doing hair like this one of the big thing I think it doesn't feel like this shape right there. It doesn't look like it's a split up version of these ones, right? It doesn't feel like it feels like this shape is different than this shape. Probably because it cuts too soon. Probably I should do like it should come right there, like should be longer, like these ones, but like angled to do that. But I don't know. I don't know what I could have done. Uh, yeah, I mean the shading's off, but we're not talking about the shading right now. This one, well, it's short hair, so it's gonna look okay whatever I do. But I think, yeah, the end in spike, but it's like short hair, so it's fine. Actually, I could have done like a hairline, a middle hairline, probably, and then separate more, I guess. Maybe not. But this one's kind of fine. This one's okay, but there's a problem, I think, with this one. Uh, the thing is, uh, you see all this shape. Like, let's look at the overarching shape. Like that's like kind of a big shape, and that's kind of the curve of the head. So like there's like two big shapes right there. But then when you add, when you add like smaller shapes attached to it, it has to look like the shape is a split up version of the big shape. So let me explain. So this one, I have a big shape here, right? And then this really looks like it's a split up version of this shape. Why? Because it's like the exact same. It's like I could have drawn this whole shape and then cut it there, right? It really looks like a split up version of the other ones. But these ones, this one, this one's kind of fine. But the problem is that this one is longer than these one, right? So it can't really be a split up version of those. It should end up there or something like that, right? Because it's the same but like further. It's the same one but further apart. It shouldn't be longer, right? And this one's really big. Like I should have probably not done that. Like this is a split up version of what exactly? Like I don't know what it splits. It doesn't split anything, right? Right, even this one's actually longer. Like this is the geometry that he sits on. That's the geometry, right? Okay, let's see. But then that's every strand that make up the geometry. They end there. Like every strand end there. But not this big one. For some reason, this one goes further. Like, it's a bit weird. I want to split it up, but if I want to split it up, I should end the same length as the other one. So that's probably like the 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 thing I should have done better, to be truly honest. This one, the shape's good. The shape is good, but you should split it more into more shapes. Maybe not too much. Yeah, more shapes, I would say, and probably some that go out, uh, things like that. More more that go their way, probably. I don't know. This one, a really good example here. Uh, this is an example of how detailed it can be, the hair, right? There's still like big shapes, right? I go there. This is a whole. This is a whole shape, and this is another whole shape, and maybe this one looks like a shape. This looks like it's another shape, and then this smaller, this smaller, right? There are all these kind of shape, but then it's really detailed. But still, when we look at it, all all of this strand right here is like much bigger than, let's say, some other, like like there's a lot of lines, and then this one is a bit free, and then like more lines. We see it there a lot, like it's big, line, but then big, line, like less line here, more line here. It's like there's still like kind of contrast, right? Yeah, we see it there very well as well. Bigger, but then smaller. This is larger, this is smaller. This one, really good example of the hair I was talking about. Let's add another layer. It starts at the beginning. It follows the head right there, but then it goes his own way right there, and then go back when it hits the shoulder. Really good, really good. Like it does whoop. It does this whoop, no, whoop. This kind of whoopy, right, right, whoopy. That's a really cool shape for the hair. Very common. Same thing, like as it goes. Same thing, same shape. Follow the head. Very easy. Goes down, split up, but then as it hits the shoulder, it goes back. in fact, this one goes back all the way and it wants to go all up, as if it's like one strand that is connected and then go back like this. Very beautiful, right? This one kind of merged from somewhere, but it looks okay, I guess. The split up, I think they're kind of okay. I could have, like, this is really small versus the really big there. I could have done a middle line between those two, but it's fine. This one, well, that's a good example of really small hair. It's we still go back. A bunch of these, they still go back here, right? It's kind of a spike, but it's a spike until it turns, right? This one, well, this one, that's not a spike like this, right? That's not a spike like this. That's like it goes from there. It goes from, so that's the shape. So it actually kind of grows. It kind of grows or stay the same and then gets cut, right? Okay, some of these are kind of spiky, but sometimes I still I still grow in the middle. Okay, not often. And the other thing is that we still have the stress. Like the stress is kind of normal and then curves more at the end. This one is not. Yeah, this one I already talked about. But like, look at the stress. This, and at the end, this curve, this whole like really stressed. Like maybe too much, but it's fine because it's small hair. This one, well, this one is a good example with the shading as well. It split ups. This one still looks like it's kind of a split up version of the big shape, right? Kind of. It kind of grows perhaps awkwardly, but nah. At least this big shape there already looks like a split up version of the big geometry, right? That's like the big geometry. This this separation looks like it's split from these other two, right? Wait, from these other two, this one and then the other one, right? There's still kind of a split between those two. And you see it works because they're kind of the same length. They're the same length, but they share the same ending, right? It looks like he's shorter, right? That it cuts there. It kind of cuts there, but those cuts here. But really, like, there's an ending to all of this. Like, they all end on the same ending line. This line, this line, right? So that's why it really looks like it's very well split up, right? This one really interesting. This small breakaway. It goes there, right? Then this one kind of breaks away. Very good. And as you saw, it's this one. So yeah, enjoy your time as a master of hair.